Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Commodity TV. Today, we want to talk to Hugh Agro, the CEO of Revival Gold. Good morning, Hugh. How are you?
Very good, thanks, Mark. Good to be chatting with you. And of course, we can't wait to see Jochen back on the screen shortly here, I'm sure.
Yes, exactly. Everybody is hoping that, and I'm pretty sure he will be back soon as possible. So let's come to Revival Gold, Hugh. Gold started good this year, and also your company had already a really good news 2 weeks ago. But before we will talk about this year, what were your company highlights from Revival Gold from last year?
Well, it was a very busy 2022. We were one of the top performing junior gold stocks, and for good reason. Early in the year, we increased the resource by about a third, taking ourselves up to 4 million ounces, of course, in the western U.S. state of Idaho. We got back into drilling and made some very interesting discovery holes at depth and also along strike at the Bear Track deposit, including intercepts of 10, 12 grams per ton gold over significant widths here, 8, 10, 12 meters. And also, of course, in our Haiti area, where we continue to expand the project with infill drilling there. We added to our team, we brought on Tim Warman as a director of the company, consolidated our land position, and importantly, we raised about $13 million, including bringing in Donald Smith as a key new institutional shareholder in the company in a year when many companies were challenged to raise funds. So very successful on many fronts in 2022 at Revival Gold.
Wow, yeah, that sounds really like a busy year last year, but I'm pretty sure also this year you have so much to do, so much work to do. And so just switch in 2023. As I mentioned 2 weeks ago, you had the first really impressive drill results coming out of these Haidee area. So let's talk about that. Are you happy about it, and what's missing or what's coming next, especially in this area?
Yeah, so the Haiti deposit is a satellite to the main trend of mineralization at Bear Track. What makes it very exciting is its oxide material with very good leach characteristics. We're looking at leach recovery rates over 80%. And if you remember from our resource, we had assumed early last year a recovery level of quite a bit less than that. So we've got very good recoveries here. And we've got now about 100 drill holes into the project. The drill holes from the 2022 program were really about infilling, upgrading the quality of the resource, and some expansion drill holes. We released the first 11 of 18 drill holes about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. And as you say, some more great results there in terms of extending the resource potential there and in decreasing the risk with respect to that resource. We are moving to a PFS this year. And as part of that process, we want to make sure that we have a very tight control on the resource going into that PFS. And these drill holes accomplish that. We released the first 11 holes. We've got another 7 to come in the next 3 weeks. And all signs are positive at Haiti, where the deposit is open in all directions.
Wow, okay, so 7 are pending and coming the next weeks. This project, Bear Track Arnett, is so huge. I guess 5,800 hectares on land package. So this year is quite young, but what are your programs, your drill programs, maybe beside Haiti, maybe Joss? What are you planning there, and what are the next milestones we can be happy about it?
Yes, well, thank you for pointing out. It is a large land package. We've got 5 kilometers of mineralized trend. And as I like to remind people, every single drill hole we've put into that mineralized trend at Bear Track has hit gold. And so that is a very good success rate. And the problem with that is, of course, we've got lots of drill targets, and we have to be careful about managing our dollars. We have sufficient funding to complete the PFS, get our remaining drill holes from last year's program released continue with our baseline permitting and preparations activities. And that takes us through about mid 2023 here. I was out in Idaho last week, and we are looking at our next phase of drilling and where those holes might be. A lot of targets in the Joss area that we want to get to, also in the South Pit area, and then of course at Haidee, where, as I've said, the deposit's open. The other thing is we want to get out into the broader property position with some more speculative exploration drill holes in what we see as target areas from soil geochem anomalies on that RNet block of our property position. There are several of them. They're pretty intriguing, all close to surface, all oxide targets. So lots of drill targets. We're just prioritizing that drilling plan for the summer here now. And as soon as we complete our PFS, we'll have more news on the drilling to follow.
Wow. Okay. So more news to come within the next couple of months.
Correct.
That's perfect. In the last interviews, we also talked about the 2 steps you want to get your facility into production. So the first step is open pit heap leach, and the second step will be underground or maybe open pit. It depends on all these results, right?
Yeah, I think 2 years ago, we had thought we would phase from open pit heap leach to open pit mill. But as we've had such great success in particular in the Joss area with high grade mineralization, now with 20 drill holes averaging just under 8 grams per ton gold over a drill width average of 5.5 meters, we've developed this very significant core of mineralization in the Joss area over 1 kilometer of strike. And I think that's the seed of a potential underground mine at Bear Track. And I think that would be an attractive place for us to go next after the heap leach. Of course, job one, get that heap leach operation back up and running. We benefit from a brownfield site with existing infrastructure. We're not expecting to see a lot of capital inflation because much of the concrete and the steel and the roads are already in place, the power line in place, and largely hydropower, which is of course not subject to the same inflationary pressures as carbon-based fuel sources. And so we have a really nice compact and modest capital project to move forward. That's job one. Beyond that, though, we've got this significant potential along the Bear Track trend. I think we're going to wind up leaning towards the underground as we develop more of that knowledge and insight into how we might tackle that project. We'll have more results and information to follow, but it's really a pipeline that we've got on this property, and it makes us unique because we don't need to blow up our capital structure with some large mill open pit project right off the start. We can grow into that, and we can do so by being careful with how we spend our shareholders' money. Currently, only 92 million shares outstanding at Revival Gold, and we take that metric and that responsibility to minimize dilution while delivering maximum value as our key tenet to our strategy and our tactics going forward.
Okay. For me, really impressive in your presentation is the page 21, for example. So this model of evolution of this Bear Track block model. So you can see from 2018 to 2022 how it spread out and how with all your drill results you got bigger and bigger. Could you just explain it a bit better to our investors?
Yes. Well, the first thing to point out is that we've got great geology, and that's the starting point. We have an orogenic gold system. Steve Priestmeyer, our VP Exploration, has done a lot of work on understanding the geological controls to mineralization and the deposit model, because the deposit model says a lot about the potential. What makes a orogenic gold system unique is that they tend to have a lot of vertical continuity, so upwards of 1 kilometer or 2 kilometers of depth potential to these things. They also have lateral continuity, and in our case, we've outlined 5 kilometers of strike. As I mentioned earlier, every drill hole that we've put through this structure has intercepted gold. And this is another aspect or feature of these orogenic gold systems. They can be quite large, and both in terms of horizontal and vertical extent. And this is the starting point for our success with exploration. But it also comes down to the team and the efficiency of the work that we've been doing. I point out that our finding cost is running less than $5 US per ounce over the successive years as we've grown the resource to now 4 million ounces of gold. And that is a function of the geology, but it's also a function of the efficiency of the team and the care with which we take in terms of spending our shareholders' money. There are a number of successful operating mines today that come from orogenic gold systems. Malartic would be one of those. Kittilä in Finland would be another. Fosterville in Australia would be a third. And, you know, we do see the bonanza style grades in this system, upwards of 71 grams over 10 meters in the Wards Gulch area at Bear Track. So lots of potential to continue to grow this and grow this in high grades as we move underground and pursue the depth potential at Bear Track.
Yes, and to keep going with drilling, you need money. Actually, I see 3.4 million Canadians in your bank account. So how long does it last? And maybe in this really good gold situation, when will be the next financial round?
Yes, well, we take care with how we raise money, and we do look for good opportunities to do that. Of course, our peers do that as well. I think the special care we take, though, is in the first place to spend wisely. Our G&A run rate is about 2 million Canadian per year, and I think that's you know, pretty demonstrative of the care we take with our spend. We have 100% of our property position locked up, and so we have no property payments to make, which makes any of our spending largely discretionary in terms of the project and drilling. And we'll drill as the market supports those activities, and as we get results in to bolster the value and move our share price higher. I think the next major milestone for us is the PFS coming mid-year.
Perfect, cool. So as you said, the next milestones, PFS for sure, mid-year this year, 2023. Then also this drill programs at Joss will start as soon as possible and all that stuff. So for me as an investor, by the way, for disclosure, I'm a shareholder of your company. I'm really excited about the company, about the story, about everything you mentioned now is exactly what I wanted to have in my depot. And so with Revival Gold, I found it. Do you have anything else to tell our investors what's really important about Revival, what's unique, what's what everybody needs to know?
Well, look, the gold price is going higher, and there is a scarcity of large gold projects in good geographies. We are one of very few. In fact, we're the second largest discovery of gold in the United States in the past decade. We got a market cap of 60 million Canadian. Target share price from analysts independent analysts that study the story between 1.5 and 4 times where our current share price is today. It's never been a better time to buy the stock and enjoy the leverage to gold and the upside that comes from execution proven over the past 5 years as we've delivered consistently every year at Revival Gold. Thank you for the opportunity to speak, Mark, and be with Commodity TV.
Thank you very much, Hugh, for your time. Thank you very much for this great news update. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that was Hugh Agro, the CEO of Revival Gold, and you heard it. things are really going well, and for 2023, there are lots of good news to come. Revival Gold is developing definitely one of the next gold mines, especially in the US. The PFS will be one of the next milestones for the Beartrack Arnett project in Idaho. The drill program will be very interesting to see if they can beat again the expectations. So check out the company and we will keep you posted. Thank you for watching us, and bye-bye from Switzerland.